Why? Hello and welcome everybody. Also good morning. So today I want to go ahead and introduce you guys to a new game I recently found that I really liked. Disclaimer, this is going to be a sponsored video, but truly I had a ton of fun playing this game. It's called Raiders of Blackveil and it is set to go into early access on December 15th. At the moment anyone can play it. It's a free demo. It's basically like a roguelike. You go through, you kill a bunch of mobs, you make some cool builds, you have some cool classes, you find some cool synergy, and then on top of that, it's also got co-op, which is kind of a rare thing, I would say, for games like this. And then it's also got some town building, which you can kind of see based off here. So basically, when you complete your runs, you come back with your meta progression, you start building up the town, you unlock more perks. It's actually really good. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right on in after I give a little description. So right over here is your rebel changing area, quick flashbang. And I don't know if there's more than what's offered right now since this is just a demo. I imagine they are withholding some content. So you've got 4 base archetypes. So you've got Ironhorn, which is like your tank. You got Icicle, which is what I play. It's kind of like the little assassin guy. You've got Beatrice, who's like a support character who like summons sprouts and can heal. And then Jamera, which if you're looking for RF, they do have a flaming circle. So we're going to go ahead and jump in with Icicle. I did manage to kill the first act boss, so I was pretty happy. And I'm just going to jump in and show you guys, because it's actually really, really cool. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to clear out this top inventory. The bottom inventory, if you die, you don't bring any of this back, but the top inventory is your safe pocket area. So I'm going to just deposit some of this stuff I don't need. We're going to bring... I guess I don't have any black coins, so yeah. Alright, let's jump in. So I'm just going to do the first one here, prepare a raid, and we're just going to go like normal. Okay. So, right off the bat, I'm just going to explain my character skills for you. So, my left click over here, let's also turn down the audio real fast. Let's see. Just do that. Okay. So real fast, my left click is just going to be a little poke. You get a level up right away, so I'm going to go Tongue Leap, and this is basically a gap closer and stuns. Later on, we'll get some invisibility, and then we have kind of like a double hit attack. So remember, as in this game, you don't really want to get hit too much. If you get hit too much, you can't really heal. So we'll talk about that in a minute. These are kind of like your perks, right? This is actually one of the really good parts of the game. So you have these 4 perk styles. So you have Mage, Priest, Assassin, Guardian, and then there's more stuff I haven't unlocked, right? So the main key thing here is if you look on the right, you'll see that as you take more of them, you're going to get upgrades. So in this instance, I am playing an Assassin archetype. I'm going to lean into Poison, so I'm going to focus on getting this. However, you can unlock synergy between the more adjacent ones, kind of like this if you look. I guess adjacent's not the right word because these would be adjacent, but this is actually like a very powerful thing. It unlocks synergy between them and gets really cool. So let's just jump into Assassin. Let's see what we get. So special attacks apply poison, on kill throw poison dagger, and gain 6 crit. I'll probably go with the 6 crit, but poison's fun, so we'll go with this. If you want to know what special means, all you have to do is click your keybind here, which is F, and you can hover over. So this is actually special. I also just realized I'm kind of dumb because I kind of use that a lot. So whoopsies. All right, no problem though. So from here, we're going to pick 2 locations. I'm going to go for equipment because my gear isn't very good. All right, and let's get to it. I think the music's even too quiet. Like, what the heck? All right, let's go with that. All right, got some boots. And then remember, anything in the safe pockets here is actually like safe. I'm just going to leave them alone for now. I'm not gonna touch them. And then we did get a level up. So I'm going to put a point into camouflage for invis. And then here you have perk. I like to prioritize perks. Like I said, they're one of the cooler parts of the game that I personally really like. Now you can see the poison kind of doing its work from the poison on kill. It almost can kind of like, it can definitely chain if you get enough of it. If anyone knows my Chieftain Fire Prolif, you could definitely start getting like a cascading thing going with the poison. Alright, special attack causes you to apply poison for 2 seconds. Poisoning an enemy has a chance to cause an explosion. I'm going to take this one for now, only because this one is more rare and I'm going to want this later, even though I would prefer the other one. And then if you look here, we leveled up our assassin. So now we have rank 2 active. So attacking has a chance to shoot a poison dagger. You do have to actually connect the hit to the target. But other than that, it's all good. Here, I'll go with attack speed. Get the poison ramping. There are also these chests that I have unlocked. Essentially, they don't do anything unless I have a key. You can get keys before you enter. You can talk to, like, the little vendor guy, and he will basically kind of show you what to do with them. You can also find them in your runs. Black coins you can use to spend on shops in your run. They don't have any use when you go back to town. When you go back to town, the resource you would be using there is kind of like scrap, I think it's called. Here we're going to do our combo. So we go invis, we go from behind for bonus damage, and then we do a big hit. When you're invis, you get a guaranteed crit, which is kind of OP, and then this character specifically has synergy from hitting from behind. Now here we have an interesting choice. It's like Guardian or Mage. So if you open up your little thing here, Guardian is on the left. I like Guardian a lot. Mage is up here. I don't think I can access synergy between these two, so I'm going to go left. Also, defense, aka and armor, is very strong. If you look on the left, each armor plate negates 80% enemy damage and 60% boss. We don't have armor yet, but Guardian kind of leans into the armor synergy. So just this right here, these two are really good. Gaining 2 armor on entering a new stage, and attacks have a chance of throwing a stunning hammer. So I'm going to jump into this next one, intentionally take damage, so I can show this next mechanic that I'm talking about. This is why it's kind of mandatory to kind of get good and not take too much damage. Because if you look here at the bottom left, you can see my health bar is full, right? As you start taking damage, obviously it's not going to be full, but you see this bar here cannot be healed. This bar can only be affected by mechanics such as true heal. So I guess it can technically be healed, but not through normal means, right? If you have a skill that heals you, or you have heal on proc, you cannot heal that true heal. You can only heal up to this bar. I actually kind of like this mechanic. I've seen it in a few other games of these styles. It basically prevents you from face tanking mechanics or just like over gearing in that sense, and really kind of keeps the element of like make sure you're dodging and playing the game the way they kind of designed it. So I like it. It's fun. Here, I'm going to go for the perk and scrap. Oh, I think I forgot to open that chest. Alright, over here we do have our ult, so I'm going to show you how this works. You go like invulnerable and just giga backstab. It's really good if you're kind of in a bind. Like maybe something like this is happening, you don't have a mobility skill, so you can use it to kind of avoid the damage. What I have noticed as well is you'll see these enemies with this like tint kind of, and you can see that yellow bar. That yellow bar makes them immune to stun, which can get a little tricky. Since my Q that like jumps me to the target also stuns targets, right? Well, I kind of messed up there. There we go. Let's go Guardian. This might even unlock synergy. Let's take a look. Special has a chance to grant you armor. When losing armor, you heal for 30. When losing armor, you damage enemies. I'll go with Special has a chance of getting me armor. And now we can get duo perks. We can get duo perks because I think these are both 2 at a minimum. Duo perks are really strong because they give a level to both of them at the same time. It's kind of like getting 2 perks for 1. Here you can kind of gamble your black coins. I don't know if this is really worth it, but you know, 20 poison damage, that's actually incredibly strong. That's lucky. Okay, no chest there, so let's go onward. Got a smuggler. Smuggler is a nice mechanic where essentially with the smuggler you can shoot stuff back to town. So unlike some other games where you lose most of your progression when you die, here they're very friendly with it. So I can send like the scrap in, the glitter, these are both kind of like meta progression. I can send like a weapon in for one of the other characters, right? We can go ahead and send these boots in and extract. Now remember this true heal I was talking about down at the bottom left? Bandage is one of the things that can cure it. I guess also it's called injury as well as true heal. So the bandage, for example, will wipe that off. So bandages are a very good thing to invest into, which is a nice feature. The reason I talk about this is primarily because I know players can maybe get frustrated with too much of that damage stacking up and they cannot properly heal it. So bandages are your best friend. And then if you see mechanics for true heal. Here's a mini boss, and we're probably going to call it here. Mini boss is a little tough. He starts kind of like ramping the fire. Kind of anti-melee friendly boss, I would say. Let's see. Can we get to him? Yes. And I'm gonna pop this. We dodged it. Good. Perfect. Oh shit, he's doing that again. Okay, wait. Wait. And wait. Are we good now? Yes. Go invis. Kaboom. This guy's a really good bosser, even though like bosses are this boss specifically is kind of anti-melee. The mobility you have on this character just feels really good. Oh yeah, don't get hit by that. That's really bad. 2 and 3. All right, perfect. And with that, we're going to go ahead and call it here, because otherwise the video is going to be like 20 minutes because we're going to go all the way to the boss. But the game's pretty fun, I'm going to be honest with you. So what happens now is, like, say we died here, we would actually be fine because these are in our safe pockets. So I'll just go jump into a map really fast, or another zone, and kind of show you. I guess I could have hit the shop there. The shop is where you spend your black coins. So I'm going to just die here to show you what happens. Any minute now. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Any minute. Okay, there we go. Free. All right, so you get like a nice little breakdown of your stuff. And then when you go back to town, this is where the meta progression kind of lies. Remember the snail? Well, now we can extract items. So I think this is actually even from my previous run. So I think it stacked it all up. So after this, you can loot it all. You can go deposit it into your stash, which saves in between runs. And this is where you can come over to this guy, Atlas, and you can start interacting. And this is where you can see a lot of really cool perks. So for example, unlocking a healing room that you can find in your runs to heal you. Merchant can sell bandages. You saw what those did. Upgrading the merchant level so he can sell more stuff. You may now select 2 perks from the first perk chest. That's, you know what, we're going to unlock that right now. Instantly starting the raid at level 3. So I'm going to go over and show you the merchant, for example. This over here is Belmont the merchant. You can buy gear that's way better than mine in here. Way better than mine, for example. Everything is just green across the board. And this is where you use your scrap from, which is this. You use your glitter for meta progression in the form of upgrading with this guy. And then this vial, for example, comes from killing the actual boss. Anyway, that's pretty much about it. The game was a pleasure to play through. I'm definitely going to check it out on release, as it's just very, very well made. Remember, Raiders of Blackveil does come out in early access on December 15th. If you guys want to play, it is cooperative and or multiplayer cooperative. You can play with other people and basically go through the run. So I'll catch you guys later. Thanks again, everyone, for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Take care.